Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now, where I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then I talk about the stuff. I let you know all that you need to know, folks, about hopefully delicious stuff that, you might be inclined to try after watching the old videos. And, I'm not saying that, companies should go over there and pay me millions of dollars for, my endorsements. But if they'd like to, I wouldn't be opposed. At this point, if you had gone over there and presented that proposition to a 15-year-old Brandon Wenzel, he would have had none of it, okay? Because he was all about not selling out. He was not fake. Okay? 35-year-old Brandon doesn't give a damn. I got a mortgage, folks. But anyway, aside from a mortgage, what else do I have? I'm in a truck. I've also got a shirt on. I usually like to wear cool shirts, but this isn't a very cool shirt. It's just a work shirt. But it's a newer work shirt. It's shiny looking and such. It hasn't been completely destroyed by dust and paint and metal stuff, and so, yay, shirt. But anyway, folks, what am I actually trying for y'all today besides the yammering? It's a good day for this, too. It's not super hot out. The lame-ass sun is behind the goddamn clouds. Yay, overcast days. What am I trying for you? Boom! We got ice cream. It's Häagen Dazs. It's the black and white cookie. See? Look, you can see they did an illustration. Maybe you can't see. If you can't see, it's a cookie, and half of it is black and half of it is white. So there you go. That's my Mr. Rogers moment, right? Because that was a thing where he'd go over there, he'd feed fish on his show. He's such a cool guy that he'd go over there. He'd always talk about feeding the fish. Be verbal about it because he had viewers who, might not be able to see. They're concerned about the fish. It's Mr. Rogers. Am I Mr. Rogers? Not even fucking close, folks. But I'm going to eat some ice cream. So I had to go out to Walgreens today to go grab some stuff. In fact, specifically an item that I intend to review after this. But I want to get this one out of the way because it's ice cream and such. And I saw this. They had a bunch of Häagen Dazs, limited edition flavors available. I only grabbed this one. Some of the other ones seemed a little bit the coffee brownie. It's okay, I'm sure it'll taste good, but doesn't seem all that interesting. This one, though, if only for the Seinfeld Association, folks around my age, probably a little bit older, might remember there was an episode of Seinfeld. It was an old sitcom. I'm a million years old, so, Although I guess according to my demographics, right, because I get the statistics, chances are you're fully in there with me because I have a very specific demographic field that I apparently appeal to, and it is not below a certain age range. They don't care. So I'm pretty much just talking to people around my age. Hooray, getting older people. But yeah, they had a whole little subplot with the black and white cookie and about the harmony of the black and white cookie. So I figured, what the hell, folks. And I'll be entirely honest, I don't know if I've ever had an actual black and white cookie, which is weird because I worked at a bakery for almost a year, and we did have a black and white donut. We had that, but I don't think we ever had a black and white cookie that I can recall. But anyway, it's got a little thing inspired by New York's classic black and white cookie. Maybe that's why, because I live in New York. We mix vanilla bean ice cream with soft cookie pieces and ripples of chocolate frosting. Forget the cookie and grab your spoon. That's Dazs. Artwork by Jade Purple Brown. Okay. Is it just the background artwork and such? I'm not trying to be critical or anything like that. Okay. Hooray, Jade Purple Brown. I'm all for it. It's a very, very attractive ice cream. It's ice cream, so let's try some stuff, folks. Spoil yourself. I don't need to spoil myself, folks. That's never a problem I have in my life. Oh, let's open it up. Sure does smell like ice cream. Yeah, see it? Got chocolate swirls. Looks like we got probably some sugar cookie pieces in there. But Brandon, I hear you exclaim, because we're going with a, R.L. Stein narrative here. I love the R.L. Stein books. That man loves the word exclaim. That is literally where I learned what the word exclaim means. Because, like, those are, like, the books that kind of got me into reading. And, like, I remember getting into them, and, like, I had to go and ask my dad. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? He's like, yeah. So, but, yes. How are you going to eat ice cream in a car? I have a spoon. Why do I have a spoon in a car? Because I do this show. That and because a lot of times I eat takeout and shit like that. And so, anyway, I had a spare spoon. Let's try some ice cream. Now I'm going to try, okay? It's a little bit hard to see. There's a bit here with some cookie. I'm going to try to get some vanilla. We're going to try to make the whole thing, because that's the point of the black and white cookie. You want to get the whole ebony and ivory experience. No! You're the only spoon I have. I have forks, though. Okay. All right, I think we got a pretty reasonable association of what this cookie has to offer, or this ice cream has to offer, this cookie ice cream. Let's give it a shot. Okay. It's not bad. That was a better taste. I got more of like the chocolate frosting ripples or what the hell ever. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's vanilla-y, which, I mean, vanilla is vanilla. It's solid flavor. I'm going to try to get just some of the chocolate and kind of... The chocolate's good. It's almost like a brownie or fudge kind of taste. It tastes a little bit stronger than like conventional chocolate, which is good. Because since it's not, I will say I'm a little bit disappointed. I was kind of half expecting when I opened this for it to be like literally just split down the middle. I think that would have been pretty spectacular. Yeah, especially when you team it up with the cookie, that with the consistency of the chocolate, it sort of reminds me of like brownie batter ice cream or something like that. But it's good. I can't say whether or not it's as good as, the actual cookie it's based off of, because again, I don't think I've ever tried one. The last time I had one of those donuts was a very long time ago. That place isn't even open anymore. Yeah, it's pretty good. The fundamental issue I'm having with it is that, while I wouldn't say that the dispersion of the other stuff is bad, I think it's pretty reasonable. The vanilla, being the base of the actual ice cream itself, really kind of takes the forefront. And the idea behind the black and white cookies, of course, you're trying to get, a mix of both elements to kind of balance each other out. And I feel like in order to do that, you needed a bit more chocolate. Like I said, not that it's particularly sparse, but just based off of what they're trying to recreate. As for the cookie pieces themselves, yeah, they add in, they're a nice texture. They're easy to chew through, which sugar cookies should be. And they're like these little pockets of kind of like, sweet, mildly savory, baked good. So, yeah, really my biggest gripe, I feel like it needed more chocolate. I feel like, because when I do get the instances where I get a nice chunk of chocolate, it works really well. The vanilla is still the most prominent flavor, but as it starts to melt away, you get sort of the residual vanilla flavor sort of mixed with the chocolate, and then the chocolate gets a better chance to shine. Vanilla and chocolate obviously go together really well anyway, but I believe, mind you, I'm no cook, but I believe that a lot of times they'll go over there and add vanilla into chocolate things because it's actually, like, the pairing is actually, like, mentally evocative to our taste buds. Like, we associate it so much so that it actually, like, amplifies the chocolatiness of it. I think. I could just be talking out of my ass. But yeah, when you get everything together, I really do get what they're going for with it. The problem is that out of what I've had, I'd say that probably maybe 25% has been a solid mixture. Everything else has been a lot of vanilla with some sugar cookie dispersed, and then occasional pockets of chocolate. And while it is, it's kind of a nice little flavorful surprise when you get one of those pockets, I do wish that there was more. I think if you'd taken this concept and put it with someone like Ben and Jerry's, who, I like Häagen Dazs for what they do. They're fine. But I think someone like Ben and Jerry's, where they kind of put the flavor a little bit more forward, they're willing to kind of go a little bit more nuts with it. I think that would have really benefited here. Because as is, it is a good ice cream. And it does have a certain level of uniqueness to it. But it just feels like it didn't take the final step. I think if they'd gone a little bit more nuts with it, it would have actually been something, maybe not really special, but it would have been something a little bit more standout. As is, it's good. I enjoy it. It's just not all the way there. And that's kind of disappointing, because when you really like something, but it doesn't quite reach the crescendo that you're expecting, it's so disappointing. And that's kind of, while the ice cream is still good, it's, I think it could have really been something, sort of standout, at least for what it is. And as is, it's kind of just, it's good. And that's about the best thing that I can say for it. Every aspect of it tastes good. It's well presented for what it is. But I think with the expectation going in of what it could have been, it's just not quite there. So, would I recommend it? If you're in New York, get yourself a cookie. What does it matter anyway? If you're somewhere where they don't have black and white cookies, is this a reasonable facsimile? I don't think it probably is, but it's still good. If you want to get some, I don't think you'll dislike it. I just don't. I think you'll probably have a somewhat similar experience to me in that it's like, it's fine. It does what it needs to do. I'll certainly eat the rest. Not just because I'm a fat guy, that plays into it, but because it does actually taste good. It's just not as special as I want it to be. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. If you could go over there and have yourselves a truly harmony, yin-yang-tastic rest of your life. What with the zen and all the things, right? Sure, why the hell not? Final 2 things for me, folks, before I get out of here. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, even if it doesn't always feel like it. But what you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. Okay, you're not always going to succeed. You're not always going to be able to live as the cookie lives. Okay? You're not always going to have that level of personal harmony. It's a cookie. You can't hold yourself to the standards of the cookie. But if you mitigate the level of assholeness in your life, maybe we can all get a little bit closer to the cookie. And the very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. If you happen to live out in New York, maybe you want to go over and get yourself a cookie, right? Go over there and have it. It's iconic. It's a thing. It was on Seinfeld. That's a thing, right? Maybe you want to go and do that. Maybe go over there, I was going to suggest, like, oh, you come up with your own version. No, just leave it alone. The simplicity is where the harmony lies. Or conversely, you could go over there and do something far more reasonable than that doesn't require you to live in New York City. Like, at the time I'm doing this, we're almost at the 4th of July. Go out and see some fireworks or something like that. Yay! Unless you're not into fireworks. I know some people, it's not a thing for them or whatever. I don't personally care. I just do my thing. I will likely be asleep. You don't care. Bye.